Welcome to the deep dive. You sent us a really interesting book, Sex 365 Dare You To.
hmm
And our mission today, well, it's to really unpack what this thing offers, for enriching intimacy in a relationship. Think of this as your shortcut to understanding the core ideas.
Exactly. And the structure behind this, well, year-long guide to all things may be a bit naughty.
Right.
This book, it came out back in 2011, and it's got that subtitle, Dare You To, which is pretty enticing.
Yeah.
And it's basically like a toolkit for couples looking to inject, well, more excitement, maybe some playfulness, definitely eroticism into their sex life.
So a toolkit.
Yeah, we're talking about a collection of 365 dares, designed to get you and your partner exploring new territories.
365. That's wow, a whole year of potential new experiences. And you said it's not just random, right? It's organized.
Yeah, thoughtfully organized into themes. You've got romantic dares to start things off, then things get playful, then sexy, and finally the book really sort of ventures into the realm of the kinky.
That progression seems pretty key, moving from one to the next.
I think so. And what's really interesting is how it uses this idea of a dare, it's like a gentle nudge to explore things you maybe haven't talked about.
Like unspoken desires.
Exactly. It frames it as this fun, almost game-like way to bring up secret fetishes or fantasies that might feel a bit, I don't know, intimidating otherwise.
That's a great way to put it. Like having a playful permission slip, sort of.
Yeah.
And it's not just about going through it day by day, 1 to 365. There's something else, right? A dare selector.
Oh, yeah, for when you want a bit of spontaneity. Or maybe you just look at 365 options and think, whoa, where do I start?
Right.
Yes, the Dare Selector. It's tucked away near the back, pages 382 and 383. It's actually quite a clever feature.
How does it work?
Well, you could say, blindfold your partner, have them point to a square randomly,
Mm-hmm.
let chance guide your evening. It adds that unpredictability.
I like that. And for couples who, like a journey, the intro mentions a deliberate progression.
It does. It talks about starting with those sweet, sensual, and romantic dares, sort of easing you in,
Okay.
and then gradually building towards what they call pure kinkiness by the end of the year or the end of the book.
Right. Okay, let's dive into some of these romantic ones then. Give people a real sense of where this whole adventure kicks off. What struck you first about this section?
What jumped out at me right away in the romantic section was the real emphasis on connection
Connection. Okay.
and heightening that sensual awareness. A lot of these early ones, they feel less about, specific acts and more about just fostering intimacy, building that physical rapport.
Okay, like dare #1. Pretend we've just met for the first time and pounce on me, pin me to the wall, and kiss me passionately. That's pretty intense right out of the gate, isn't it?
It is, but I think it could be a really powerful way to, like, reignite that initial spark,
Yeah.
that physical intensity that sometimes, well, fades a bit.
Yeah.
It's about stepping outside your usual dynamic, playfully getting back to that raw attraction you felt at the start. And it introduces a little bit of that consensual power dynamic, too.
Which is quite different from dare #2. Do something to make me really hot, then cool me down by blowing your breath against my skin. That feels much more subtle, sensory.
Totally. That one's all about the skin sensitivity, right? How contrasting temperatures can just heighten arousal. It's very intimate, not demanding, just exploring responses.
And then dare #3 takes a little turn towards roleplay. Dress up as my half-naked butler, bring me my favorite drink in bed, and then lavish me with sexual favors.
Okay, so service and eroticism mixed.
Exactly. Roleplay can be fantastic for exploring different sides of your desires, different power dynamics, but, in a safe, fun way.
Right.
This one combines giving and receiving pleasure with that playful power imbalance. Lots of couples find that incredibly arousing. Makes sense. Following that, dare #4. Lie me down on the bed, slide cushions underneath me, then make me delirious with your tongue. It's quite specific, even mentioning the cushions. Why that detail, do you think?
The cushions, well, they probably elevate the pelvis, right? Which can give a different angle, maybe deeper access for oral pleasure. It just shows how small tweaks in positioning can really change the sensation.
Interesting. And the sensory stuff continues. Dare #5 suggests being artist and model, drawing each other naked. That feels almost like, well, mindful observation.
Precisely. It encourages a different kind of intimacy, focused looking, appreciating the body as something beautiful, erotic. It can deepen both how you see and how you touch each other.
Then dare #6 is all about surprise. Slink up behind me, slide your hand over my eyes, and whisper, "Guess who?" in your sexiest voice. Simple, but surprise can be powerful.
Absolutely. Surprise injects that jolt of excitement, anticipation. This dare plays on touch, sound, builds that playful mystery that can easily lead somewhere else.
These early ones really do cover a wide range. Dare #7, using a silk scarf for caresses, maybe a playful blindfold, different textures, a hint of restraint.
Yeah, the silk adds that luxurious, delicate feel. And the blindfold, well, it heightens everything else, right?
Yeah.
Touch becomes more intense, creates anticipation, maybe a little vulnerability,
Yeah.
which can be very erotic.
Playful vulnerability.
Exactly. The playful part keeps it light.
Totally. And even simple things like dare #8, watching a sexy film together while you're physically close, cuddled up. That can deepen things subtly, too.
Shared experiences, especially erotic ones, definitely strengthen that emotional bond, create a shared sense of arousal. It's a relaxed way to connect, maybe spark something more.
Dare #9 introduces this idea of a dedicated sex break, just focusing on sensations. It's incredibly indulgent.
It does, but intentionally focusing on physical sensations without pressure for a specific outcome, that can be so liberating and really enhance pleasure. Just savoring the moment, tuning into your body, your partner's responses.
That slow, deliberate exploration comes up again in Dare #10, the fingertip tour of the body. Very gentle, attentive.
Yes, it's about discovery, like reverence for the body. A slow fingertip tour lets you explore zones you might usually rush past, builds anticipation for more intimate touch.
Then we get into some more playful stuff with food, like Dare #11, feeding melting ice cream in bed. Food can be such a great addition, can it?
Oh, absolutely. Food engages so many senses: taste, smell, touch, adds playfulness, indulgence. The melting ice cream adds that tactile thing, a bit of messiness, which can be half the fun.
Yeah, true. And there's another one later, Dare #21, a rude picnic focusing on licking juice from strawberries, passion fruit. That definitely ramps up the sensual food play.
That one takes the sensuality of food and makes it overtly suggestive,
Okay.
erotic. It's about playful, uninhibited enjoyment of the food and the interaction.
Dare #12 brings in service again, a foot massage that leads to intimate touches. Nice blend of nurturing and erotic.
Acts of service can be incredibly intimate, showing care, attention, and the progression from relaxing massage to more intimate touch. It builds anticipation, connects sensuality with tenderness.
The theme of admiration, like verbal affirmation, comes up in Dare #13. Gazing at each other naked, saying what you like, feeling desired is important.
So important. Verbal affirmation builds confidence, strengthens that emotional connection within sex. Hearing what your partner finds beautiful about you, incredibly affirming and arousing.
Dare #14 encourages those big movie-like romantic gestures, being swept off your feet for a kiss. Sometimes those grand gestures really hit different.
They really can. Taps into romantic fantasies, creates that feeling of being cherished, desired, brings a bit of theater, heightened emotion into things.
And Dare #15 explores the intensity of just stillness during intimacy, focusing inward. That feels like a deeper level connection.
Yes. In our, nonstop world, intentionally embracing stillness can be profoundly intimate. Lets you fully focus on internal sensations, connect on that deeper, mindful level.
That idea of dedicated time comes back in Dare #16's TLC night. Strokes, cuddles, caresses, emphasizing nurturing touch, not necessarily aiming for sex.
Right. Prioritizing non-genital touch, simple physical affection, that's vital for building intimacy, emotional connection, which in turn makes the sexual intimacy better long-term.
And it's not all slow and gentle. Dare #17 amorous target practice sounds playful and energetic.
Yeah, that one likely brings in a more active, maybe even a slightly competitive element. Focuses on playful interaction, physical engagement.
Even something classic like kissing the arm gets revisited in Dare #18 for old school romance, a reminder that simple things still work.
Exactly. Sometimes going back to those traditional romantic gestures evokes nostalgia, tenderness, reinforces the relationship's foundation.
It's interesting how the book mixes these timeless gestures with more explicit suggestions. Like Dare #19, creating a cocktail naked in bed, adds a playful, slightly mischievous feel.
This dare combines the sensuality of being naked with a shared activity, plus that hint of naughtiness. Creates a unique, memorable experience.
And taking it outdoors, Dare #20 suggests summer loving in the grass. A change of scenery definitely helps sometimes.
Absolutely. Changing the environment adds novelty, excitement, breaks you out of the routine.
Then we have that rude picnic again, Dare #21. Definitely ups the ante on sensual food play. A pretty direct invitation to let loose.
It's about embracing a more primal, less inhibited approach to sensuality, right? Focusing on pure, physical pleasure, playful interaction.
Even a foot rub gets a twist in Dare #22, sliding a foot between the legs simultaneously. Subtle but effective escalation.
It shows how a seemingly innocent act can become erotic with just a simple, unexpected touch.
Dare #23 focuses on the eroticism of dressing and undressing with a corset. Clothing can be such a powerful tool in seduction.
Oh yeah. Clothing creates anticipation, highlights certain body parts, evokes fantasies, role-play scenarios. The corset, especially, has those historical links to restraint and allure.
Creating the right atmosphere is key in Dare #24 satin sheets, rose petals. Setting the mood makes a difference.
Ambiance plays a huge role in creating that sensual, romantic vibe. Engaging multiple senses, sight, touch, smell heightens arousal, emotional connection.
And who doesn't love a romantic rescue by a sexy fireman? Dare #25. Roleplay keeps popping up even in the romantic section.
Roleplay lets couples explore different roles, fantasies, without the pressure of their everyday selves. It's fun, liberating, injects novelty.
These early dares really do lay a foundation, don't they? Connection, playful exploration, before getting more overtly sexual. Even Dare #26, a twist on rear entry, feels kind of gentle here.
Yeah, by putting it in the romantic section, the book suggests approaching even adventurous positions with that focus on intimacy, connection, not just the physical act.
The book continues with dares that build anticipation, like Dare #27, the swoop and seduce after work, and Dare #28, the slow, sensual descent and take it lying down. It's all about building desire.
These really highlight the importance of foreplay, the art of building sexual tension through anticipation, gradual escalation.
Dare #29 hints at that too, caresses, the anticipation of more, the promise of pleasure.
Exactly. Anticipating pleasure can be just as arousing as the act itself, creating that sense of longing, desire.
And the romantic section kind of culminates in Dare #30, which is about building intense desire through heavy petting, followed by a promised weekend in bed. Delayed gratification is interesting.
It really can intensify desire, make the eventual encounter even more satisfying. It's about savoring the buildup, the anticipation of extended intimacy.
We also see dares focused on teasing, like #31, teasingly undress me, and #32, exploring with edible dust. Playful interaction.
Teasing, playful exploration, vital parts of foreplay. They heighten sensitivity, create fun and anticipation.
The sensual use of flower petals comes back in Dare #33, sensory experience again.
Flower petals engage sight, smell, touch. Add that luxurious romantic element.
The one-hand maneuver while kissing, Dare #34, adds a playful challenge. Multitasking sensually.
Yeah, it introduces that playful coordination, a subtle way to increase physical intimacy while doing something else.
And even something mundane like shampooing, Dare #35 can become sensual. Finding intimacy in everyday moments.
Transforming everyday routines into sensual experiences can really deepen connection, keep that spark alive.
Dare #36 offers sexual healing when someone's bedbound. Highlights comfort, intimacy, and vulnerable moments.
Intimacy can be a source of comfort, healing. This dare emphasizes that nurturing aspect of touch during illness or recovery.
A tantric night. Dare #37 focuses on shared energy, touch. For anyone unfamiliar, what's the core idea of tantric intimacy?
Well, tantric intimacy is really about deepening connection through mindful touch, shared energy, heightened awareness of the present moment. Often involves slower, more deliberate movements, emphasizing the spiritual, emotional side of sex.
Okay. Introducing warm massage wax, Dare #38 adds another sensory layer. Temperature's powerful.
Warmth can be incredibly soothing, arousing, and massage wax adds that sensual texture and scent.
And even familiar places like the stairs become a spot for intimacy in Dare #39, breaking out of the usual setting.
Changing location adds novelty, excitement, even just within your own home.
Dare #40 brings in a feather boa for pleasure and playful binding, subtly introducing elements we'll see more of later.
The feather boa gives that light, ticklish sensation, and playful binding hints at exploring restraint in a non-threatening way.
A sexy wake-up call in Dare #41 is a classic way to start the day intimately.
Starting the day with physical affection, intimacy, sets such a positive, connected tone.
Yogi sex, Dare #42, with leg wraps and hip wiggles, suggests exploring movement, unique positions, incorporating physicality differently.
Yeah, this dare encourages experimenting with body movement, how different positions can enhance sensation and intimacy.
Sweet temptation with cake in bed, Dare #43, blends sensuality and indulgence again.
Combining food and intimacy is just a delightful way to engage multiple senses, create a playful, indulgent experience.
Continuing intimacy into the morning after spooning, Dare hashtag 44 reinforces that theme of lingering connection, the comfort of closeness.
Lingering physical affection after sex really helps deepen the emotional bond, create a sense of lasting intimacy.
And extensive massage to turn each other to putty. Dare hashtag 45 emphasizes touch as deep relaxation and intimacy.
Extended massage can be incredibly sensual, a way to show care and attention to your partner's physical well-being.
Going straight for hot spots in Dare hashtag 46 is more direct. Highlights knowing and pleasuring your partner.
Understanding and targeting erogenous zones is definitely key to maximizing pleasure satisfaction.
A sexy heart-to-heart Dare hashtag 47 involving melting into a hug on the floor brings in emotional intimacy before physical.
Combining emotional vulnerability and physical closeness strengthens the overall intimacy, the connection between partners.
Paying lip service Dare hashtag 48 with fingertip tracing, gentle sucking, focuses on delicate exploration of the lips.
Yeah, it emphasizes the sensitivity of the lips, the sensual potential of gentle touch, oral exploration around the mouth.
The L-shaped position in Dare hashtag 49 offers a specific posture for deeper connection. It's interesting how specific the book gets sometimes.
Specific positional suggestions can encourage couples to try new things, discover different sensations, levels of intimacy. The L shape likely allows for deep penetration and close body contact.
And the romantic section wraps up with a Hawaiian-style seduction, Dare hashtag 50 flowers, music, dance, a whole themed experience.
Yeah, this Dare encourages a more immersive, playful approach to romance, incorporating cultural elements, engaging multiple senses to create something special, memorable.
Okay, let's shift gears. Transitioning into the playful dares. What's the immediate difference in tone you notice here compared to romantic?
Oh, the playful section definitely cranks up the lightheartedness, the fun, a bit of teasing. Sensuality still there, of course, but these dares often bring in humor, silliness, a less serious vibe. It's about injecting joy, spontaneity.
Dare hashtag 81, playing with body paint, signals that right away. Lighthearted, artistic, getting a bit messy together.
Exactly. It's a tactile, visual, encourages creativity and that sort of childlike fun in a sensual context.
Then Dare hashtag 82, the full Monty striptease. That's all about performance, playful exhibitionism, confidence, and teasing.
Yeah, this one encourages a playful embrace of your body, a fun performative aspect of seduction, building anticipation, enjoying the attention.
Creating an erotic adventure playground with a ceiling bar. Dare hashtag 83 takes playfulness somewhere else, suggests a more active acrobatic approach. Sounds fun, maybe a bit challenging though.
This dare emphasizes physical activity, a sense of adventure within intimacy. Exploring different physical dynamics, maybe overcoming some physical challenges together, sensually.
Dancing naked flamenco style, Dare hashtag 84, another example of performance, cultural elements, but playfully sensual.
Encourages self-expression through movement, incorporates that flamenco passion and flair into a naked, intimate performance.
And a touch of role play with Dare hashtag 85, playfully taking the law into your own hands with handcuffs and frisking. Exploring power dynamics, but fun, consensual. Handcuffs here are about play, right?
Oh, absolutely. In playful BDSM scenarios, restraints like handcuffs are always consensual. Part of exploring power dynamics safely, agreed upon. This dare just introduces it lightly.
Dare hashtag 86, trying position impossible, highlights experimentation, maybe some humor if it doesn't quite work. It's about the journey.
Exactly. Encourages the couples to step outside their usual repertoire, embrace potential awkwardness, laughter, while trying something new.
Launching a kiss attack after putting on lipstick, Dare hashtag 87, classic playful gesture, fun, direct way to start things.
Simple but effective. Playful, affectionate, using a visual cue, the lipstick, to initiate physical interaction.
Making love gymnastically, Dare hashtag 88, echoes that active theme. While Dare hashtag 89, a Kama Sutra night, suggests a structured, exploratory approach to positions. For listeners, the Kama Sutra is...
Right. It's an ancient Indian text, famous for its detailed descriptions of, well, lots of different sexual positions. So a Kama Sutra night would mean intentionally exploring some of those less common ones.
Giving the ultimate come on while pressed naked against a wall, Dare hashtag 90, combines boldness with playful seduction. Direct physical invitation.
Encourages confidence. A direct approach to expressing desire in a playful, sensual way.
And a sneaky peek with a flash, Dare hashtag 91, classic flirtatious move, all about the tease.
It's playful, suggestive, builds anticipation, curiosity, offers a glimpse, holds back the full view.
Food play reappears more playfully with Dare hashtag 92, sharing a strawberry delight with cream. Sweeter, less intense than the rude picnic.
Yeah, focuses on shared enjoyment of a sweet treat, the intimate act of feeding each other, adds a light, sensual touch.
Hitching a piggyback ride to the bedroom, Dare #93 adds that childlike fun element to the journey, being silly together.
Injects playfulness, physical connection into the transition towards intimacy, makes it fun, lighthearted.
Even kisses get playful with angel lust, divine kisses in Dare #94, elevating the simple act.
Those terms suggest a heightened, maybe more passionate or ethereal quality to kissing.
Wow.
Adds a touch of romantic hyperbole to the playfulness.
And erotic arm wrestling, Dare #95. Introduces a competitive yet sensual dynamic, unique way to combine physical play and arousal.
Yeah, combines physical exertion with sensual contact, a playful competitive element, creates a unique, maybe unexpected form of arousal.
Cheeky worship with playful nuzzling of the buttocks, Dare #96. Lighthearted, affectionate, focused on a specific spot.
It's an affectionate, playful way to express attraction, focus on a less commonly emphasized erogenous zone.
Trying Benoit balls, Dare #97 brings in sex toys exploratively, for those who haven't heard of them.
Ah, right. Well, they're basically these small, weighted spheres you insert into the vagina. They can enhance internal sensations during movement, sex, adds a playful element of internal stimulation, muscle control.
Giving a lap dance, Dare #98. Classic, playful, performative dare. Taking center stage, teasing your partner.
Encourages a sensual, performative expression of desire. Lets one partner be the center of attention, playfully arouse the other.
Doing some naughty surfing online, Dare #99 suggests shared exploration of erotica can be a way to discover new interests together.
Shared exploration of erotica can definitely open up conversations about desires, fantasies, creates a shared sense of arousal, curiosity.
And reaching Dare #100, spin right round in a new sex move, emphasizing novelty, fun, trying something unexpected.
Directly encourages experimentation, stepping outside familiar routines to discover new, exciting ways to be intimate.
Sharing a basic instinct moment by crossing and uncrossing legs, Dare #101. Subtle, playful reference to that famous seductive movie scene.
It's a playful, subtle way to evoke that classic Hollywood seduction vibe, build anticipation.
Doing some erotic bar work, Dare #102 continues the active, maybe exhibitionist themes, incorporating your surroundings playfully.
Encourages using your environment to create a playful, sensual scenario. Maybe using furniture, other elements as props.
Taking a saucy dictation of desires, Dare #103. Playful way to explore fantasies, communication, verbalizing what excites you, but fun.
Encourages open communication about desires, fantasies, in a playful, maybe even humorous way. Makes it less intimidating to share intimate thoughts.
Having sex with push-ups on a taut body, Dare #104. Another physically engaging, playful dare. Sounds like a workout.
Combines physical exertion with intimate contact. Creates a unique, playful physical challenge.
Trying it scissor style, Dare #105 suggests exploring different leg positions, finding new angles.
Experimenting with different leg positions can alter the angle, depth of penetration. Leads to new, interesting sensations.
Pretending to be a sex kitten, Dare #106 brings in role play focused on feline sensuality, embodying a playful, sensual persona.
Encourages embracing a playful, maybe slightly submissive role, focusing on sensual movements, vocalizations.
Stripping for each other, Dare #107 reappears, emphasizing performance, teasing, classic for a reason.
Stripping is just a classic way to build anticipation, playfully reveal the body, creates excitement, arousal.
Monkeying around on a bar, Dare #108 echoes that acrobatic playfulness. Being adventurous, maybe a little silly.
Encourages a sense of freedom, playful physicality, maybe involving climbing, swinging, sensually.
Having a hot hookup with leg hooks, Dare #109. More specific, playful position. Sounds like it might need some flexibility.
Suggests using the legs in a specific way to enhance intimacy, potentially offering a unique angle or closeness.
Flirting like strangers, Dare #110 encourages a fresh perspective, rediscovering that initial attraction.
Encourages couples to revisit the excitement, anticipation of initial attraction by interacting as if they were just meeting.
Doing it chairlift style, Dare #111, another unique, playful position. Sounds like it needs creativity.
Likely involves one partner sitting, the other positioned like a chairlift. Creates a unique angle, level of intimacy.
Being a human blanket, Dare #112 suggests comforting yet sensual play, using bodies for warmth, closeness.
Emphasizes physical closeness, the comforting and sensual aspect of skin-to-skin contact, shared body heat.
Getting inside each other's pants playfully, Dare #113. More direct, cheeky dare, quick, playful escalation.
This is direct, playful way to initiate physical intimacy, maybe bypassing some more subtle foreplay.
Making each other's hearts pound, Then suggesting a medical reason to lie down, dare, hashtag 114. Injects humor into seduction. Funny way to lead to intimacy.
Uses a playful, slightly absurd scenario to transition into a more intimate encounter.
Lending a hand with caresses and strokes, dare, hashtag 115. Straightforward yet playful invitation. Direct, sensual offer.
Simple, direct way to initiate physical intimacy, offer pleasure to your partner.
Trying a ticklish turn-on, dare, hashtag 116, explores another type of sensory play. Tickling can be surprisingly arousing for some.
Explores the potential for tickling to be a form of playful, rousing touch.
Pretending to be virgins, dare, hashtag 117. Fun way to revisit initial awkwardness with current intimacy. Reliving first experiences playfully.
Encourages couples to revisit the nervousness, excitement of early sexual experiences, maybe with a humorous, more confident perspective now.
Sharing a fruit-flavored kiss with a strawberry, dare, hashtag 118. Sweet, simple, playful gesture, combines taste and touch.
Adds a sensory element to kissing, combining the sweetness of fruit with the intimacy of a kiss.
Enjoying erotic home dining with a chef's hat and apron, dare, hashtag 119. Role play around a shared activity, making everyday tasks more exciting.
Combines the mundane activity of cooking with playful role play and the suggestion of nudity or minimal attire. Creates a fun, sensual scenario.
Trying some sexy hair play, dare, hashtag 120, focuses on a specific type of sensual touch. Hair can be surprisingly sensitive.
Hair pulling, stroking, twirling can be a sensual, even dominant form of touch many people find arousing.
Playing with pins, clothespins on nipples, followed by soothing caresses, dare, hashtag 121, introduces mild pain play playfully, exploring the spectrum of sensation.
Introduces the concept of mild pain play safely, consensually. Highlights the contrast between the sensation and the soothing touch afterwards.
Sending each other into orbit with oral sex in chosen positions, dare, hashtag 122, encourages exploration, communication of preferences, maximizing pleasure through experimentation.
Encourages couples to be vocal about preferences during oral sex, experiment with positions to enhance pleasure.
Trying sensory deprivation with blindfolds and varied sensations, dare, hashtag 123, more adventurous, playful exploration, heightening other senses by removing sight.
Sensory deprivation can heighten other senses, create a more intense, focused experience of touch, sound, other sensations.
Delivering handy vibrations with a vibrator on a finger, dare, hashtag 124, introduces a sex toy more subtly, playfully, discreet way to add intensity.
Introduces a vibrator less directly, maybe as an extension of manual stimulation, adds a surprising element of vibration.
Trying leopard lust with playful roughhousing, dare, hashtag 125. More energetic, primal form of play, letting loose a bit.
Encourages a more uninhibited, physically active form of play, maybe playful wrestling, more forceful touch.
Playing passionate pirate games, dare, hashtag 126, full-blown role-play scenario. Embracing a fantasy together.
Encourages imaginative role play, letting couples step into different characters, engage in playful, adventurous scenarios.
Getting naughty with a scarf for playful restraint, dare, hashtag 127, introduces light bondage. Again, consensual exploration of power dynamics.
The scarf provides a soft, less intimidating intro to the concept of restraint within consensual play.
Inventing new stand-up sex positions, dare, hashtag 128, encourages creativity, experimentation, thinking outside the box, or bed.
Encourages couples to think creatively about how they can position their bodies during sex. Potentially leads to new, exciting sensations.
Giving a very hot greeting from behind, dare, hashtag 129, bold, playful surprise, direct, unexpected initiation.
Direct, sensual way to greet your partner, immediately setting a playful, intimate tone.
Having sex in the office with a boss employee role play, dare, hashtag 130, classic fantasy scenario, taps into power, forbidden desire themes.
Plays on common workplace fantasies, the dynamic of authority and submission, adds risk, excitement.
Trying tantric worship with a floor-lowering ritual, dare, hashtag 131, combines playfulness with a more spiritual element, like the earlier tantric dare. The ritual adds ceremony.
Combines the mindful connection of Tantra with a playful, perhaps dramatic physical act. Adds theatrical element to the intimacy.
Pinning each other down playfully, dare, hashtag 132. Explores light dominant submission, fun way. Consensual wrestling leading to more.
Introduces a playful physical interaction that can lead to a consensual exploration of power dynamics.
Squatting and thrusting in a dominant position, dare, hashtag 133. More assertive, playful dare. Taking control, fun way.
Encourages one partner to take a more active, dominant physical role during intercourse.
Showing what lengths one will go to get into panties, dare, hashtag 134. Adds humor, slightly absurd element. playful pursuit of intimacy.
Injects humor, a sense of playful desperation into the act of seduction.
Having a leather night with reciprocal undressing and caresses, dare hashtag 135, introduces a specific fetish playfully. Leather can be very sensual for some.
Introduces the aesthetic, tactile qualities of leather into a sensual scenario, focusing on mutual pleasure.
Battling it out in bed with a playful fight, dare hashtag 136, more physical, energetic form of play, getting active than intimate.
Encourages a playful, physical interaction that can build arousal, lead to more intimate contact.
Trying a superhero seduction with cloaks and telepathy, dare hashtag 137, whimsical role-play scenario, embracing fantasy, silliness.
Encourages imaginative roleplay, letting couples embrace fantastical personas, interact playfully and sensually.
Rubbing each other up the right way with buttocks massages, dare hashtag 138, sensual yet playful dare, specific body part like cheeky worship.
Highlights the pleasure potential of buttocks massage in a playful, intimate way.
Trying some stretched out passion against a door jamb, dare hashtag 139. Encourages spontaneity, using the environment playfully, like erotic bar work.
Encourages couples to use surroundings creatively, experiment with different body positions for intimacy.
Being a cream tease with a naked food fight, dare hashtag 140. Messy, fun dare, letting go of inhibitions.
Encourages uninhibited playfulness, sensory exploration with food. Embracing the messiness is part of the fun.
Making a love triangle with bending and handstands, dare hashtag 141. More acrobatic, challenging, playful dare, needs coordination.
Encourages physical coordination, perhaps a bit of silliness while attempting a more unusual acrobatic position.
Trying it back to front with dirty talk, dare hashtag 142. Combines a different position with verbal playfulness, using words to enhance things.
Combines a different sexual position with using explicit language to enhance arousal, playfulness.
Enjoying some good vibrations with a favorite sex toy, dare hashtag 143. Straightforward, enjoyable dare, incorporating tools for pleasure.
Encourages using sex toys as a fun, pleasurable addition to intimacy.
Allowing interruption of a morning workout for more enjoyable activities, dare hashtag 144. Playful way to prioritize intimacy, choosing pleasure over routine.
Injects humor, playfulness into the daily routine, prioritizing intimacy over other activities.
Trying a tantalizing come-on to lure back to bed, dare hashtag 145, emphasizes playful seduction, the art of persuasion.
Encourages using playful, enticing tactics to initiate further intimacy.
Having a naked pillow fight, dare hashtag 146, classic playful activity that can easily lead to more. Fun, physical way to build arousal.
Combines playful physical activity with nudity, often leading to more intimate forms of contact.
Taking the bumpy road with a specific leg position, dare hashtag 147, unique, playful, positional dare, might offer interesting sensations.
Suggests a specific leg position that might create unique sensations or a different rhythm during intercourse.
Getting tongues wagging with a tongue vibrator, dare hashtag 148, introduces a specific sex toy focused on oral stimulation.
Introduces a specialized sex toy designed for oral stimulation, adding a new dimension to kissing oral sex.
Trying some kinky ballet practice during sex, dare hashtag 149. Whimsical, physically engaging dare, combining different forms of movement.
Encourages a playful, perhaps slightly theatrical approach to sex, incorporating elements of ballet.
Making it a full circle during missionary position, dare hashtag 150. Playful twist on a familiar position, finding new ways to enjoy classics.
Suggests a variation on the missionary position that introduces a different angle or movement.
Sending a thrilling text to activate a remote vibrator, dare hashtag 151. Incorporates technology into playful intimacy, surprising, tech-savvy tease.
Utilizes technology to create a surprising, potentially public or semi-public moment of arousal.
Indulging in the art of seduction with body pens, dare hashtag 152. Allows for creative, sensual expression, turning bodies into a canvas.
Encourages creative, intimate expression through drawing on each other's bodies.
Playing master and maid with breakfast in bed and a provocative exit, dare hashtag 153. Roleplay scenario with teasing, promise of more.
Combines domesticity with roleplay and a sensual exit, creating anticipation for further intimacy.
Giving spoon spanks, dare hashtag 154. Introduces light, playful dominance, gentle, silly way to incorporate spanking.
Introduces a lighthearted, non-threatening form of playful spanking.
Giving each other a head rush with shoulder stands and manual stimulation, bear hashtag 155. More adventurous, playful dare. Might be dizzying.
Combines an inversion with manual stimulation, potentially creating unique physical sensations.
Exploring blindly with a blindfold, dare hashtag 156. Emphasizes sensory exploration, trust, echoes an earlier dare, maybe more playful intent.
The blindfold heightens other senses, encourages a different kind of exploration, reliance on touch and sound.
Feasting on each other's bodies with grapes. Dare, hashtag 157. Sensual, playful, food-based dare. Like the ice cream strawberry ones.
Combines the sweetness of fruit with the sensual act of feeding, exploring each other's bodies.
Doing a sitting 69, dare, hashtag 158. Variation on classic oral sex position, different angle, level of closeness.
Offers a different physical orientation for simultaneous oral sex.
Playing the hat game with written fantasies, dare, hashtag 159. Creative, revealing playful dare. Sharing hidden desires, fun way.
Encourages open communication about fantasies playfully, anonymously.
Yeah.
Potentially leads to new discoveries, explorations.
Getting caught in red tape bondage tape dress, dare, hashtag 160. More involved, playful bondage, unexpected material.
Introduces a creative, perhaps slightly humorous form of playful restraint, using a common office supply.
Being his sexy Santa with festive undies, dare, hashtag 161. Themed playful dare. Bringing sensuality to a holiday.
Combines a festive theme with playful attire to create a fun, sensual surprise.
Spending the night down under with intense oral sex, dare, hashtag 162. Playful language for a specific act, fun way to refer to oral pleasure.
Uses a playful phrase to suggest a prolonged, intense session of oral sex.
Giving a cheeky love bite, dare, hashtag 163. Classic playful gesture. Little nibble showing affection, arousal.
A light, playful bite can be a sensual, affectionate gesture.
Playing hard to get from a distance, dare, hashtag 164. Emphasizes playful dynamics of pursuit, resistance. Fun of the chase.
Encourages playful teasing, creating desire through temporary unavailability.
Biting the cherry during a feeding game, dare, hashtag 165. Sensual, playful food dare, slightly suggestive twist.
Combines sweetness of fruit with a playful, suggestive bite during feeding.
Playing strip poker, dare, hashtag 166. Well-known game, erotic potential, classic.
Strip poker combines poker strategy with playful removal of clothing, creates a fun, potentially arousing game.
Sharing Turkish delights with a steamy bath and belly dance, dare, hashtag 167. More elaborate themed playful dare. Engages multiple senses activities.
Creates a multi-sensory experience combining sweetness of food, warmth of bath, sensual movement of dance.
Playing ball games on an outer-size ball, dare, hashtag 168. Combines playfulness with physical activity uniquely. Could be quite a workout.
Combines playful physical activity with using an exercise ball. Potentially leads to unique sensations, positions.
Using thigh power for bouncing, dare, hashtag 169. Unique, playful, positional dare. Emphasizes specific movement.
Focuses on using thigh strength to create movement, rhythm during intercourse.
Getting hot and wet with a naked water, fight water pistols with hot water and massage oil, dare, hashtag 170. Messy, fun dare, incorporates temperature play, touch, sounds slippery.
Combines playful physical activity with sensual elements of water, warmth, massage oil. Creates a fun, slippery experience.
Playing bride and groom with veil removal, stocking kisses, dare, hashtag 171. Romantic role play, specific symbolic actions. Taps into wedding traditions.
Evokes the romance tradition of a wedding day playfully, sensually.
Being a flirty flight attendant, inviting to the Mile High Club, dare, hashtag 172. Classic, playful fantasy roleplay, specific suggestive location.
Plays on a well-known sexual innuendo, encourages playful, flirtatious roleplay.
Getting on a roll with forceful body rolling, dare, hashtag 173. More active, playful dare, full body experience.
Encourages a more energetic, physically dynamic form of intimacy through body rolling.
Trying a sexy new slant with crosswise lying, oil massage, dare, hashtag 174. Unique, sensual positional dare enhanced by massage. New angles, tactile pleasure.
Suggests a less conventional body position combined with the sensual element of oil massage.
Getting frisky undercover in a semi-public place, dare, hashtag 175. Adds risk, thrill, excitement of almost getting caught.
Introduces excitement, rebellion by engaging in intimate activity where it might be inappropriate.
Giving a tiger massage with playful clawing, dare, hashtag 176. More primal, energetic, playful dare. Animalistic movements into touch.
Encourages a more uninhibited, playful form of massage, incorporating scratching, other tiger-like movements.
Putting your foot where it shouldn't be under a restaurant table, dare, hashtag 177. Subtle, mischievous, playful dare. Sneaky, suggestive act.
Subtle, playful way to initiate physical intimacy in a public setting.
Trying sweet distraction to lure away from a book, dare, hashtag 178. Emphasizes playful seduction. Charming partner away from other activities.
Encourages playful tactics to interrupt a partner's activity, redirect attention towards intimacy.
Making spines tingle with tongue tracing, dirty whispers, Dare hashtag 179 combines sensual touch with verbal playfulness, stimulating multiple senses.
Combines delicate sensation of tongue tracing with a rousing power of explicit language.
Having a very personal checkup with a doctor roleplay, Dare hashtag 180. Classic fantasy scenario, authority, vulnerability themes.
Plays on common medical fantasies, the dynamic of examination and intimacy.
Saying it with a feather, writing an X-rated message, using feather for tingles, Dare hashtag 181. Creative, sensual, playful dare combines writing, tactile sensation.
Encourages creative expression, uses delicate touch of a feather for both writing and sensual stimulation.
Making the earth move with mid-air movements during sitting down sex, Dare hashtag 182. More dynamic, playful, positional dare needs core strength.
It's just a specific movement during seated intercourse that might create a more intense, playful sensation.
Trying the easy wheelbarrow position, Dare hashtag 183, and the tricky wheelbarrow with a bridge position, Dare hashtag 184. More acrobatic, challenging, playful dares. Need coordination, trust.
These introduce more physically demanding, acrobatic positions, encouraging teamwork, maybe some laughter.
All right, the energy's definitely up. Let's move into the sexy dares. What's the key difference you see here compared to the playful one?
The sexy section, yeah, definitely ramps up the intensity, focuses more directly on sexual acts, arousal. Playfulness might still be there, sure.
Yeah.
But the main goal here is heightened eroticism, often more explicit stuff, less gentle exploration, more direct sexual engagement.
Dare hashtag 185 signals that right away giving double the pleasure by hitting multiple erogenous zones at once, maximizing sensory input.
Exactly. Emphasizes multi-sensory stimulation, knowing how to pleasure your partner in more than one way simultaneously.
Then Dare hashtag 186, putting on an erotic show, explicit performance, exhibitionism, more direct invitation to be overtly sexual.
Encourages a more uninhibited, performative expression of sexuality, focusing on visual arousal for your partner.
Giving an open invitation with intense oral sex and swift penetration, Dare hashtag 187, suggests a more demanding immediate encounter, less teasing, more directness.
Implies a more assertive approach to initiating sex, combining intense oral stimulation with immediate intercourse.
Reaching dizzying heights of passion with a shoulder straddle, Dare hashtag 188. Implies more acrobatic, intense positions, offers different angle, depth maybe?
The shoulder straddle position likely offers a deeper angle of penetration, a close physical connection, potentially more intense sensations.
Devoting oneself to pleasuring the other with oral sex in a chair position, Dare hashtag 189. Emphasizes focused attention on one act, maybe different intimacy level. The chair offers a unique angle.
Using a chair can indeed offer a different angle, allow for focused attention on oral pleasure, potentially enhancing the experience for the receiver.
Making it fast and urgent with a 2-minute quickie, Dare hashtag 190. Introduces speed, spontaneity, sometimes urgency is part of the thrill.
Yes, a quickie can be exciting because of its spontaneity, the focus on immediate physical release. Fun way to break up routine.
Having sex on the edge of the bed, Dare hashtag 191. Adds a sense of risk, maybe different physical sensation. Precariousness can be arousing.
The slight element of risk, the different body mechanics involved, can add an exciting novel dimension.
Diving in the deep end with slow, deep penetration in a chair kneeling position, Dare hashtag 192. Focuses on depth, intensity, contrasting the quickie, deliberate, profound connection.
Emphasizes the intensity of deep penetration, the connection fostered through slow, deliberate movements in a specific position.
Bringing sex toys into play becomes more direct in Dare hashtag 193, including a vibrating ring. Focus shifts to enhancing physical sensations with tools.
Introducing sex toys like a vibrating ring is a direct way to enhance physical sensations, explore different types of pleasure.
Using 2 hands instead of 1 for intense stimulation, G-spot, and clitoris Dare hashtag 194 emphasizes more focused manual pleasure, acknowledging multiple zones.
Highlights the potential for multi-point stimulation to lead to more intense, satisfying orgasms.
Giving a massage that turns naughty, leading to a hot 69 position, Dare hashtag 195. Classic progression from sensual touch to mutual oral sex, natural escalation.
Demonstrates how sensual touch can seamlessly transition into more explicit sexual activity, building arousal along the way.
Having a red-hot reunion with demands and hot lingerie, Dare hashtag 196. Emphasizes passionate, perhaps slightly demanding interactions. Lingerie adds visual element.
Suggests a passionate, perhaps slightly dominant, submissive dynamic. Lingerie serving as a visual cue for heightened arousal.
Making the pleasure mutual with simultaneous oral sex techniques, Dare hashtag 197 focuses on reciprocity, shared pleasure, both partners experiencing intense stimulation.
Emphasizes the equal giving and receiving of pleasure through simultaneous oral sex.
Trying some sexploration with fingertip caresses of G-spots, dare #198. Targeted exploration of a specific zone, encouraging anatomical awareness.
Encourages focused, gentle exploration of the G-spot, which can be a source of intense pleasure for many people.
Doing it with gloves on for a sensual seduction, dare #199. Introduces tactile, slightly unusual element. Gloves might create unique sensation.
Using gloves can create a unique tactile sensation, a sense of novelty, maybe even hinting at medical or fetishistic roleplay.
Unwinding with leisurely oral sex, dare #200. Contrasts the quickie, emphasizes prolonged pleasure, savoring the experience.
Encourages taking your time, focusing on the sensual enjoyment of oral sex without pressure for a quick orgasm.
Enjoying a full-on crush with legs pressed, intense gazing, dare #201. Highlights physical closeness, intense connection beyond just the act. Emphasizes emotional, visual connection.
Emphasizes the physical intensity of close body contact, the emotional connection fostered through intense eye contact.
Being rude with food in a suggestive manner, dare #202. Takes food play more overtly sexual, using food as a prop for seduction.
Encourages using food provocatively, suggestively to enhance sexual arousal.
Trying the chair challenge with various sex positions on a chair, dare #203. Encourages experimentation with a specific prop, different angles, using furniture to your advantage.
Using a chair as a prop can offer different angles, support for various sexual positions, leading to new sensations.
Seeing who gets there first with simultaneous licking, dare #204. Introduces competitive element to oral sex. Playful race to orgasm.
Injects a playful, competitive element into oral sex, focusing on the shared goal of orgasm.
Having wanton-wall sex, dare #205. More direct, perhaps impulsive encounter, using environment for support. Spontaneity, using surroundings.
Suggests a more spontaneous, perhaps less graceful, but still arousing sexual encounter, using a wall for support.
Spring-loading lust with tight bum contact, dare #206. Focuses on specific physical closeness for arousal, maximizing friction, pressure.
Highlights the arousing potential of close buttocks contact, the pressure it can create.
Making a titillating angle with burning hot poses leading to deep penetration, dare #207. Suggests more visually provocative, intense positions. Visual appeal, deep connection.
Encourages experimenting with visually stimulating poses that also allow for deep, intense penetration.
Flipping your love with acrobatic moves and wild sex, dare #208. Emphasizes more energetic, unconventional encounters. Letting go, being adventurous.
Encourages uninhibited, physically energetic sexual activity, perhaps involving more dynamic movements, position changes.
Going joyriding with an on-top orgasm and pelvic grinding, dare #209. Focuses on female-centered pleasure, active movement, empowers partner on top.
Emphasizes pleasure of the partner on top, encouraging active pelvic movement to maximize sensation.
Hand delivering an orgasm with focused finger and hand techniques, dare #210. Emphasizes manual stimulation, skill, precision, attentiveness.
Highlights the art of manual stimulation, the ability to bring a partner to orgasm through skillful touch.
Getting a kick out of watching in the mirror, leading to rear entry, dare #211. Introduces voyeurism, different angle of penetration, visual arousal, change of perspective.
Combines visual stimulation of watching yourselves in a mirror with unique sensations of rear entry.
Taking a trip down south with tongue teasing from behind, dare #212. Focuses on oral stimulation of the perineum, exploring often overlooked zones.
Highlights sensitivity of the perineum, arousing potential of gentle oral stimulation in that area.
Doing the body slide for sensual full body friction, dare #213. Emphasizes skin-on-skin contact, movement, pleasure of full body contact.
Encourages sensual exploration of the body through direct skin-to-skin contact, fluid movement.
Giving a repeat performance transition from hand job to on-top position, dare #214. Focuses on transitioning between stimulation types to prolong pleasure, variety, building intensity.
Suggests a strategic progression of sexual acts to build, maintain arousal.
Being a sexual predator with a hungry pounce, dare #215. Introduces more dominant, assertive roleplay, embracing more forceful persona.
Encourages a more assertive, dominant approach to initiating sexual activity.
Giving the sexiest gift with bondage tape and ribbons, dare #216. More explicit, playful restraint as part of sensual presentation, gifting with hint of kink.
Introduces bondage in a playful, gift-like context, using symbolic items for restraint.
Ramping it up with a sex ramp and breathy instructions, dare #217. Introduces prop to enhance positioning, verbal communication, using tools, spoken guidance.
A sex ramp can offer different angles for penetration, and breathy instructions emphasize using verbal communication for arousal.
Steaming up with breath through panties, dare hashtag 218. More subtle, intimate form of teasing, suggestive, close-range act.
Subtle yet intimate way to tease, create warm sensation through clothing.
Being a voyeur while the other caresses themselves, dare hashtag 219. Focuses on watching, arousal through observation, pleasure of witnessing self-pleasure.
Explores the eroticism of watching your partner engage in self-pleasure.
Showing off your assets with leg extensions and stockings, dare hashtag 220. Emphasizes visual appeal, presentation, confident display.
Encourages a confident, visually appealing presentation of the body, perhaps highlighting specific areas with leg extensions, stockings.
Making a late entrance to bed for sleepy and sensual passion, dare hashtag 221. Focuses on intimacy when tired, relaxed, embracing intensity of shared sleepiness.
Suggests a sensual encounter when both partners are relaxed, perhaps slightly sleepy.
Sharing bites and nibbles with teeth on the bum, dare hashtag 222. Takes playful biting more sensual. More direct, perhaps slightly more intense biting?
Encourages playful yet sensual biting on a specific erogenous zone.
Being naughty on an exercise ball with oral sex and bouncing, dare hashtag 223. Combines physical activity with oral pleasure, similar to earlier dare, movement, oral stimulation.
Combines instability, movement of an exercise ball with intimacy of oral sex. Creates a unique experience.
Putting on a peep show with teasing undressing, dare hashtag 224. Emphasizes exhibitionism, building anticipation, art of the reveal.
Encourages a slow, teasing reveal of the body, building anticipation, visual arousal.
Making an erotic movie with inhibitions lost and filming, dare hashtag 225. Encourages vulnerability, documenting intimacy. Capturing, reliving the experience.
Encourages uninhibited sexual expression, creating a private erotic film.
Trying some sizzling moves like hip grinding, bending over, dare hashtag 226. Focuses on specific movements for arousal, emphasizing sensual motion.
These movements are often considered sensual, can enhance both visual and physical pleasure during intercourse.
Making it electrifying with a pebble-shaped vibrator and rear entry, dare hashtag 227. Combines toy use with a specific position for potentially intense sensations, adding external stimulation to different angle.
Combines focused vibrations of a small toy with unique sensations of anal or vaginal penetration from behind.
Posing like Christine Keeler for a private erotic album, dare hashtag 228. Encourages visual role play, photography, referencing famous iconic image.
Encourages visually evocative role play based on a well-known pinup image, potentially leading to private erotic photo shoot.
Pouncing, pushing, and pulling with leg wraps and chest feet. Dare hashtag 229. Suggests more physically involved, perhaps slightly forceful encounter with light restraint. Sounds quite active.
Suggests a more dynamic, physically engaging sexual encounter, potentially involving elements of dominance, submission through leg wraps, body positioning.
Covering all bases with simultaneous nipple and clitoris rubbing. Dare hashtag 230. Emphasizes multi-point stimulation for maximized pleasure, like earlier dare. Hitting all hot spots at once.
Highlights effectiveness of stimulating multiple highly sensitive erogenous zones simultaneously.
Giving a taste of things to come with a brief oral encounter. Dare hashtag 231. Teasing, building anticipation for more. Quick preview of pleasure.
Encourages a brief but intense oral encounter to build anticipation for further sexual activity.
Sharing your lollipop provocatively. Dare hashtag 232. Playful, suggestive oral dare. Using simple object for teasing. Sweet, suggestive act.
Use a common sweet treat in a suggestive, potentially erotic way.
Trying the rowing boat position with oil for smooth movement. Dare hashtag 233. Focuses on specific position enhanced by lubricant. Sounds like it allows unique rhythm.
Introduces a specific position that, with lubricant, allows for a rowing-like motion during intercourse.
Doing it on a sex chair with self-impaling and fast bounces. Dare hashtag 234. Introduces specialized prop for potentially intense sensations, using furniture designed for pleasure.
A sex chair is designed to offer unique angles, support for various positions, potentially enhancing penetration intensity.
Sharing some naughty memories to build arousal. Dare hashtag 235. Emphasizes power of verbal communication, shared history in creating desire, using your past to fuel the present.
Encourages using past sexual experiences as a form of verbal foreplay to build arousal.
Dressing burlesque for the night corset, gloves, hat, tassels. Dare hashtag 236. More elaborate role play, visual appeal, specific aesthetic, embodying glamorous, teasing persona.
Encourages a visually stunning, sensual role play experience inspired by burlesque attire.
Not taking no for an answer with forceful undressing and pinning. Dare, hashtag 237, veers more assertive, emphasizes dominant dynamic. Crucial to remember, this must be within enthusiastic consent established beforehand.
This suggests a more assertive, dominant approach. It's absolutely paramount that any interaction like this is based on pre-established consent, clear boundaries. No means no, unless a specific consensual non-consent scene has been explicitly negotiated.
Right, very important distinction. Trying a 69 for the feet with mouth massage. Dare, hashtag 238. Unique, perhaps less common oral interaction. Focusing on less conventional zone.
Offers a novel take on the 69 position, focusing on oral stimulation to the feet, which can be an erogenous zone for some.
Getting sticky together with honey and friction. Dare, hashtag 239. Takes food play more intimate, tactile, sensual messiness.
Combines stickiness, sweetness of honey with friction of skin-on-skin contact for a unique sensory experience.
Having each other for dessert after dinner with close body pressing. Dare, hashtag 240. Emphasizes intimacy following shared meal. Continuing connection beyond table.
Encourages a seamless transition from dining to intimacy, emphasizing close physical contact.
Indulging in self-pleasure while watching each other, aiming for simultaneous orgasm, eye contact. Dare, hashtag 241. Focuses on shared arousal, connection through observation, intimacy of shared self-exploration.
Emphasizes shared arousal, deep connection through witnessing each other's self-pleasure.
Trying deep throat with a head off the bed position. Dare, hashtag 242. More advanced oral sex technique. More intense, skilled oral pleasure.
Suggests a more advanced oral sex technique that can offer different level of intensity.
Targeting the G-spot with deep penetration. Dare, hashtag 243. Emphasizes anatomical focus for pleasure. Understanding, stimulating specific zones during intercourse.
Highlights importance of targeting the G-spot for enhanced pleasure during vaginal intercourse.
Being a fiery redhead and indulging fantasies about it. Dare, hashtag 244. Role play based on specific physical attribute. Tapping into specific attractions, fantasies.
Encourages embracing, exploring fantasies related to a specific physical characteristic.
Offering outdoor oral sex for the thrill of semi-public orgasm. Dare, hashtag 245. Introduces risk, exhibitionism, excitement of pushing boundaries in public. Important to be mindful of laws, sensibilities, though.
Introduces element of public thrill, heightened sensation from engaging in sexual activities semi-publicly. Yes, always important to be aware of, respect local laws, social norms.
Having a reviving sex break with a distracting back rub, lap sitting during work. Dare, hashtag 246. Emphasizes incorporating intimacy into daily life. Finding moments for connection amidst responsibilities.
Suggests incorporating brief moments of intimacy into the workday as a way to connect, alleviate stress.
Getting in a tight squeeze with legs over shoulders, relaxed sinking. Dare, hashtag 247. More involved, intense position. Offers deep penetration, close contact.
Describes a position allowing for deep penetration, very close physical connection between partners.
Making it multiple with twisting tongue skills, finger assistance. Dare, hashtag 248. Focuses on achieving multiple orgasms through combined oral manual stimulation, maximizing pleasure, repetition.
Highlights use of combined techniques to facilitate multiple orgasms.
Getting down on the ranch with a strong, silent ranch boy persona, lingering touches. Dare, hashtag 249. Themed roleplay, specific archetype, sensual nonverbal communication.
Encourages roleplay based on specific character, emphasizing nonverbal communication, sensual atmosphere.
Having an oil spill with slippery massage. Moans of pleasure. Dare, hashtag 250. Emphasizes tactile auditory arousal, sensual sounds, feel of oily skin.
Highlights sensual aspects of massage oil, audible expressions of pleasure during slippery, intimate massage.
Undressing by stealth with a lingering kiss masking skirt removal. Dare, hashtag 251. Playful, surprising act of seduction. Sneaky, sensual reveal.
Encourages subtle, surprise form of undressing during a kiss, building anticipation.
Trying the wet t-shirt trick with suggestive removal. Dare, hashtag 252. Classic visual tease. Allure of wet fabric against skin.
Utilizes a classic trope of visual seduction involving wet clothing.
Doing it the Thai way with soap sud and oil massages. Dare, hashtag 253. Incorporates specific cultural practice into sensual play. Different style of massage leading to intimacy.
Suggests incorporating elements of traditional Thai massage, like soap suds and oil, into a sensual encounter.
Playing cheeky chess winner, calls shots in bed, languid movements. Dare, hashtag 254. Combines game with sensual movement, sexual reward, strategy, promise of pleasure.
Combines mental game with physical intimacy, where game outcome determines nature of sexual activity.
Having the breast fun ever with light kisses, focused nipple attention. Bare, hashtag 255. Emphasizes specific erogenous zone. focused stimulation of breasts.
Highlights sensitivity of breasts, nipples, encourages focused attention on this zone.
Taking it to the bridge with a wide open bridge position, slow undulations, day #256, more acrobatic, intense position, unique angle, deep penetration.
The bridge position can offer unique angle, depth during intercourse, plus a visually striking posture.
Bending me into position with leg folding, various sex positions, dare #257, emphasizes one partner guiding the other into postures, suggests control, exploration.
Encourages one partner to actively guide the other into various sexual positions, allowing for exploration, control.
Working your way up with long, soft kisses from toes to head, dare #258. Slow, deliberate, sensual exploration of entire body, full body map of pleasure.
Emphasizes slow, comprehensive sensual exploration of the body through kissing.
Giving a tantric breast massage in yab-yum position, leading to deeper intimacy, dare #259. Combines specific technique with spiritual connection, like earlier tantric dare. Yab-yum is specific seated posture.
The yab-yum position in Tantra symbolizes union of male-female energy. Breast massage in this position aims to deepen that connection.
Dressing to undress for a tantalizing view upon returning home, dare #260. Emphasizes visual anticipation, art of reveal. Promise of what's underneath.
Encourages deliberate, visually appealing presentation of oneself to build anticipation for undressing.
Giving a standing BJ for naughty novelty, dare #261, variation on classic act, focus on location, changing setting for fun.
Offers change of pace, respective by performing oral sex standing up.
Getting tangled up in a backward bend with a straddle, dare #262. More complex, intimate physical entanglement needs flexibility, trust.
Describes more intricate, perhaps physically challenging position, emphasizing close physical contact.
Being a hair tease with ticklish sensations, hair twining, dare #263, focuses on specific sensual play like earlier hair play dare, maybe more teasing.
Highlights sensual potential of hair play, incorporating ticklish sensations, playful manipulation.
Flash in public with coat opening or short skirt bending. Dare #264. Introduces exhibitionism, risk in public setting. Again, mindful of laws, sensibilities.
Introduces brief, suggestive active exposure in public place. Crucial to be aware of, respect local laws, social norms.
Demanding valet service with shoe removal, toe kissing, dare #265. Roleplay focusing on foot fetishism, embracing specific attraction.
Encourages roleplay scenario incorporating foot fetishism.
Being my gym instructor with the stretches, toe touching, dare #266. Incorporates physical activity with sensual touch, like earlier gym dare, blending fitness, intimacy.
Combines physical activity of stretching with sensual touch, often involved in assisting exercises.
Being a naughty tea lady serving in minimal attire, dare #267. Classic fantasy roleplay scenario. Service implied naughtiness themes.
Plays on classic fantasy involving service role with suggestive attire.
Trying doggy with a difference on a sex chair for weightless sex, dare #268. Introduces prop for unique sensation in familiar position. Using furniture to alter experience.
Using sex chair in doggy style can offer different angles, potentially reduce weight bearing, leading to unique sensations.
Striking an erotic pose for a photo or video, dare #269. Encourages visual exhibitionism, documentation like earlier photography dare, capturing, sharing, if desired, sensual images.
Encourages deliberate, visually appealing presentation of oneself for erotic photography or videography.
Playing with a rabbit vibrator during rear entry, dare #270. Combines sex toy with specific position for potentially intense multi-point stimulation, combining external-internal pleasure.
Combines external stimulation of rabbit vibrator with unique sensations of anal or vaginal rear entry.
Doing a raunchy rotation spoon to backlying with legs in air, dare #271. Dynamic, intense positional change. Sounds fluid, intimate.
Describes dynamic transition between two different sexual positions, emphasizing continuous physical contact.
Popping to the bathroom at a party for a quick liaison, dare #272. Introduces risk, spontaneity in social setting like semi-public dares, thrill of clandestine encounter.
Introduces excitement, risk of quick sexual encounter in public or semi-public setting.
Pressing your cheeks together and trying to have sex, dare #273. Playful, perhaps challenging positional experiment. Sounds more novel than practical.
Suggests more unusual, perhaps difficult position, likely focusing on novelty, laughter rather than ease.
Discovering a new way to climax with toe wiggling, dare #274, emphasizes individual, perhaps unexpected sources of pleasure, exploring unique connections within an own body.
Highlights potential for unexpected personal sources of sexual pleasure.
Being a sexy double act with synchronized licking, dare, hashtag 275, focuses on coordinated mutual oral pleasure, shared rhythm pleasure.
Emphasizes intimacy, shared pleasure of synchronized oral stimulation.
Spoon feed each other ice cream with temperature play during oral sex, dare, hashtag 276. Combines food play, oral sensation, temperature contrast, echoing earlier temp play dares. Sweet, stimulating combo.
Combines sweetness, coldness of ice cream with intimacy of oral sex, adding playful sensory contrast.
Thrilling him with heels by using them for control, pressure, dare, hashtag 277. Introduces footwear as tool for sensual interaction, perhaps light dominance, using accessories to enhance experience.
Suggests using high heels to exert control or pressure during sexual activity.
Trying a mid-sex spank, dare, hashtag 278. Introduces mild dominance play during intercourse, injecting playful roughness into the act.
Introduces brief, playful element of spanking during intercourse.
Doing the slowest strip tease, dare, hashtag 279. Emphasizes teasing, anticipation, like earlier striptease dare, but focusing on prolonged buildup, art of slow reveal.
Focuses on art of seduction through prolonged teasing undressing.
Unzipping a sexy package with hot underwear, dare, hashtag 280. Focuses on reveal, visual appeal, like lingerie dares, excitement of unveiling.
Emphasizes visual appeal, anticipation created by unwrapping sexy lingerie.
Taking lap dancing to the next level with slow figure eights, deep squats, dare, hashtag 281. Enhances classic performative dare with more specific, intense movements, adding athleticism, sensuality to performance.
Encourages more elaborate, physically demanding lap dance routine.
Putting your head between your knees for deep penetration, dare, hashtag 282. More intense positional dare. Offers very deep angle.
This position likely allows for deeper, potentially more intense angle of penetration.
Trying a slow and leisurely 69 with focused licking, dare, hashtag 283. Contrasts quicker oral sex, emphasizes prolonged pleasure, like earlier leisurely oral sex dare. Savoring moment, sensation.
Encourages relaxed, unhurried approach to mutual oral sex, focusing on enjoyment of sensations.
Trying weightless sex by swinging on and off, dare, hashtag 284. Introduces more acrobatic, unique sensation like bar dares, defying gravity for unique experience.
Introduces more acrobatic, potentially gravity-defying sexual encounter.
Seducing each other with whipped cream on breast penis, dare, hashtag 285. Classic food-based sensual dare like ice cream dare, different texture, playful messiness, taste.
Encourages playful, sensual use of whipped cream on erogenous zones.
Trying dirty talk until climax, dare, hashtag 286. Emphasizes verbal communication as tool for arousal, using explicit language to enhance experience.
Encourages use of explicit language to build arousal, intensify sexual experience.
Giving each other the hot and cold treatment, ice cubes, hot tea during oral sex, dare, hashtag 287. Explores temperature play like earlier temp play dare, but combined with oral sex. Contrast of sensations.
Combines contrasting sensations of hot, cold with oral stimulation.
Doing it in a cubicle changing room toilet stall, dare, hashtag 288. Introduces public risk like earlier semi-public dares, thrill of forbidden encounter.
Introduces excitement, risk of sexual encounter in confined public space.
Doing it rodeo style on knees and elbows, dare, hashtag 289. More primal, energetic position, emphasizes movement, different weight distribution.
Describes more energetic, perhaps animalistic sexual position.
Setting up a sexy studio for a casting session, dare, hashtag 290. Emphasizes visual presentation, performance like earlier photoerotic show dares, creating staged sensual scenario.
Encourages more elaborate, performative sexual scenario, perhaps involving lighting props.
Okay, we've arrived. The final section, kinky dares. Based on everything we've just gone through, what kind of stuff do you think we'll find here?
Well, if sexy was about turning up the heat, kinky is likely exploring more adventurous, boundary-pushing activities. Probably more emphasis on things like dominance and submission.
Right, D's stuff.
Yeah, restraint, maybe sensory play involving a wider range of sensations, and perhaps digging deeper into specific fetishes. It's about stepping beyond conventional norms, but always consensually.
Makes sense. Dare, hashtag 291, kicks it off with an erotic trapeze act plus oral skills. That definitely suggests high-level athleticism and pushing boundaries. Quite an image.
It combines a physically challenging activity with explicit sexual interaction. Suggests a very adventurous, maybe exhibitionistic approach.
Trapping him with your legs for sudden penetration, dare, hashtag 292. Element of surprise, control, playful assertion of dominance.
Suggests a sudden, assertive initiation of intercourse with one partner playfully taking control physically.
Threatening erotic punishment with a whip, dare, hashtag 293. Explicitly brings in dominance, pain play, even just as a threat. Exploring power dynamics with a prop. And again, consent, Limits are key with anything involving pain.
Yeah, even the threat can be arousing in a consensual BDSM dynamic. The whip's a symbol of power, control. And absolutely, consent and agreed limits are non-negotiable.
Getting raunchy on the staircase with a dramatic lean? Dare, hashtag 294. Unconventional location, more intense physical interaction. Breaking free, adding drama.
Combines unusual location with potentially physically challenging position. Adds excitement, maybe hints of exhibitionism within the home.
Doing a kinky handstand for a new angle of admiration and a speedy blowjob? Dare, hashtag 295. Combines acrobatics, oral sex, focus on visual perspective. Visually striking, physically demanding.
Combines physical prowess with specific sexual act, focus on visual element. Suggests daring, perhaps exhibitionistic approach.
Being daring with a glass dildo while in a shoulder stand split? Dare, hashtag 296. Introduces specific toy type in extreme physical position. Needs flexibility, comfort with adventurous toys.
Combines advanced yoga position with use of specific, potentially more challenging toy type. Indicates higher comfort level with experimentation.
Thrilling her with bar skills and cheeky tongue flicks. Dare, hashtag 297. Combines physical prowess with teasing oral stimulation. Using strength, playful teasing for arousal.
Combines physical agility with playful oral stimulation. Suggests dynamic, teasing interaction.
Getting him in a hot headlock with feet during sitting sex, dare, hashtag 298. Introduces unique restraint, control within familiar position, playful dominance, physical entanglement.
Introduces playful yet controlling element within intercourse, using the body for restraint.
Taking the driving seat with leg hanging and grinding, dare, hashtag 299. Emphasizes female dominance, active movement, partner on top taking assertive control.
Encourages partner on top to take a very active, dominant role, using body, movement to control encounter.
Trying some hanky-spanky with a stern voice, lap bending, dare, hashtag 300, clear move into spanking, D's dynamic. Verbal command adds power play. Again, consent, boundaries vital.
Explicitly introduces spanking within D's scenario. Verbal commands enhancing power dynamic, yes. Consent is everything.
Feeling your way in blindfolded with all senses, dare, hashtag 301, reappears, likely more intense, kinky focus than playful. Lack of sight intensifies other sensations, potentially more vulnerably.
The blindfold here likely enhances other senses more intensely, perhaps more vulnerably, depending on the specific kinky activity.
Taking the back route with tongue exploration, dare, hashtag 302. Likely involves more intense or specific analingus, more direct, perhaps deeper exploration of this zone.
Suggests more focused, perhaps intense exploration of the anal area with the tongue.
Binding her to the seat until finished, dare, hashtag 303. Clear active restraint, control, significant step into BDSM. Clear consent, safety measures paramount.
Explicitly involves restraint as part of D's interaction. Open communication, consent, safety, absolutely essential in such scenarios.
Doing it with cuffs on ankle cuffs in a favorite position and reciprocating, dare, hashtag 304. Introduces reciprocal bondage in familiar context, shared power play.
Introduces restraint to familiar sexual act with added reciprocity. Suggests shared exploration of power dynamics.
Taking it step by step on the stairs, dare, hashtag 305. Could involve more than location, maybe dominance, forced submission in movement. Unusual setting adds potential kinky dynamic.
The stairs could be used in a way introducing elements of physical challenge or control within the sexual encounter.
Trying lotus position lust with legs folded in air, dare, hashtag 306. Combines specific yoga position with sexual activity, advanced, intimate physical entanglement.
Combines specific yoga posture with sexual activity. Likely requires flexibility, close physical contact.
Getting him in your grip with a hard squeeze during G-spot bliss, dare, hashtag 307. Emphasizes more assertive, controlling touch during specific pleasure act. Using touch with intention, power.
Suggests more assertive, controlling form of touch applied to sensitive erogenous zone.
Wielding a leather crop with commands, teasing kisses, dare, hashtag 308. Clearly establishes dominant role with classic BDSM implement combined with contrasting sensual acts. Interplay of power, affection.
Explicitly introduces use of leather crop within dominant role, contrasting potential for impact with sensual teasing. Consent is key.
Making it a tight fit with leg binding, close curling, dare, hashtag 309. Suggests more restrictive restraint, intense physical closeness. Sensation of being tightly bound, close.
Involves more significant physical restraint, emphasizing sensations of being bound in close proximity. Safety and communication are vital.
Having a sex change with cross-dressing, playful grabbing, dare, hashtag 310. Explores gender play with more assertive physical interaction. challenging gender roles, embracing different expressions.
Introduces element of gender play through cross-dressing, combined with more assertive physical interaction.
Treating each other like royalty, bowing for on-top position, long erotic massage in return, dare hashtag 311. Incorporates role play with submission, reward. Structured power exchange and romantic framework.
Combines formal role-play scenario with elements of power exchange, reciprocal pleasure.
Doing the splits, lying down for admiration, smooth entry, dare hashtag 312. Visually striking, perhaps challenging position. Visual appeal, unique physical presentation.
Describes visually impressive, perhaps physically demanding position for intercourse.
Being a naughty schoolgirl behind the bleachers with skirt lifting, dare hashtag 313. Classic, slightly illicit roleplay scenario. Forbidden fun, youthful naughtiness themes.
Plays uncommon fantasy involving forbidden, somewhat rebellious encounter.
Having a kinky bondage night with dom sub roleplay, hog tie, dare hashtag 314. Fully embraces BDSM dynamic with specific, more restrictive bondage. Consent, communication, safety, absolutely crucial. Hog tie means binding wrists, ankles together, often behind back.
Represents significant step into BDSM play. Clear D's dynamic, more restrictive bondage. Expensive communication, established safe words, careful attention to safety are paramount. This is not for beginners without research.
Good point. Trying a spanking session with varied pats, positions, dare hashtag 315 delves deeper into this specific pain play, exploring different sensations, intensities.
Encourages more detailed exploration of spanking, experimenting with different techniques, positions, always within agreed limits.
Letting ladies come first with a vibrator, followed by second orgasm with partner on top, dare hashtag 316. Prioritizes female pleasure more structured way, ensuring female satisfaction before other activities.
Focuses on ensuring female orgasm via vibrator before proceeding with intercourse.
Showing off your muscles by throwing into any position, exploring standing, sitting ones, dare hashtag 317. Suggests more physically forceful, dominant interaction, using physical strength to take control. Again, consent is vital.
Encourages more physically dominant, assertive approach to positioning. Needs clear consent and understanding of boundaries to avoid injury or distress.
Getting high on oral after bar work, dare hashtag 318. Links physical activity with oral pleasure, suggests reward after exertion.
Links physical activity with reward of intense oral pleasure.
Sitting in the naughty chair with stimulation through chair straps, reciprocal hand strokes, dare hashtag 319. Introduces specialized furniture reciprocal activity, using props, mutual pleasure in D's context.
Introduces specialized furniture often used in BDSM play, combined with reciprocal manual stimulation.
Giving some firm backup with erection pressing, anal entry experimentation, dare hashtag 320. Clearly introduces anal play with specific technique. Exploring anal penetration with particular method. Consent and lube are crucial.
Explicitly introduces anal play. Suggests specific technique involving erection pressure. Yes, enthusiastic consent, plenty of lubricant, and slow, careful exploration are essential for safety and pleasure.
Making bunny love with a bad bunny girl roleplay, playing hard to get, dare hashtag 321. Combines roleplay with teasing, pursuit, embodying specific, playful, slightly rebellious persona.
Encourages playful, slightly mischievous roleplay with elements of pursuit, resistance.
Going in the hard way with a forward bend, penis maneuver, dare hashtag 322. Suggests more forceful or unconventional entry, implies less gentle approach. Communication is key here.
Suggests more direct, perhaps less conventional angle of entry. Clear communication about comfort and sensation is important.
Being a very bad cop strip search, floor lying, heel on chest, handcuffs, dare hashtag 323. More intense specific D's roleplay. Significant power dynamics. Consent, safety paramount.
Outlines more intense, specific D's roleplay involving restraint, control. Requires established trust and safety protocols.
Giving him some headspace with behind-the-scenes oral sex, dare hashtag 324. Metaphorical language for specific act. Playful way of referring to oral pleasure in specific position.
Uses playful phrase suggesting oral sex performed where head might be out of view.
Enjoying her hang-ups with upside-down kissing, dare hashtag 325. More unusual, perhaps physically challenging position. Unique perspective, physical connection.
Introduces more unusual, physically engaging kissing position.
Starting slave training lap lying with threats, addressing as master, dare hashtag 326. Fully embraces slave-master dynamic with specific actions, verbal cues. deep into BDSM, requires significant trust, communication, boundaries.
Represents clear entry into D's dynamic with specific roles, actions, verbal communication. Again, this level requires serious discussion and agreement beforehand.
Taking your tongue for a walk from vagina to anus and vice versa with ball flicking, dare hashtag 327, explicitly describes analingus, stimulation of testicles, direct exploration of multiple zones.
Explicitly describes oral stimulation of genitals, perineum, anus, plus testicle stimulation.
Trying a squeaky, clean seduction floor scrubbing in lingerie, followed by provocative bra unclasping, dare hashtag 328, combines domesticity with sensual surprise, turning chore into seductive act.
Combines mundane activity with suggestive attire, actions to create sensual surprise.
Being a naughty devil with luring crident spank, dare hashtag 329, themed roleplay, specific implement for spanking, embodying mischievous persona using props for playful pain.
Encourages specific roleplay with themed prop for spanking within consensual limits.
Having each other in the hall with forceful entry, dare hashtag 330. Suggests more impulsive, less gentle encounter in non-bedroom location. Spontaneity, less delicate approach. Needs consent.
Suggests more spontaneous, perhaps less gentle encounter in unusual home location. Enthusiastic consent is still key.
Making her stay at home with surprise seduction using vibrator. Dare hashtag 331. More assertive, toy-focused stare. Using sex toys surprisingly, controllingly.
Suggests more assertive initiation of sex using sex toy surprisingly.
Stand and deliver by picking up, sliding onto erection. Dare hashtag 332. Suggests dominant female role, direct physical action. Taking control of encounter.
Encourages dominant role for one partner. Initiating intercourse directly, assertively.
Trying reverse cowgirl with bum squeezing, dirty talk, dare, hashtag 333. Combines specific position with physical manipulation, verbal play. Maximizing sensation using explicit language.
Combines specific sexual position with tactile stimulation. Verbal communication for enhanced arousal.
Trying a bit of rough with teeth, nails. Dare, hashtag 334, explicitly introduces biting, scratching within consensual limits, exploring more intense physical sensations, careful not to break skin.
Introduces elements of light biting, scratching within consensual encounter. Yes, communication about pressure and ensuring safety are important.
Trying the rainbow position with backward bend, high pelvis lift, dare, hashtag 335. More acrobatic, visually dramatic position. Sounds challenging.
Describes more complex, visually striking sexual position, likely requiring flexibility, coordination.
Trying banging in a nail, Kama Sutra kneeling position, heel on forehead, dare, hashtag 336. Specific, perhaps challenging Kama Sutra position, more unusual, advanced from ancient text.
References specific, perhaps more challenging position described in Kama Sutra.
Tie the knot with wrist, thigh binding, dare, hashtag 337. Involves more significant restraint, deeper exploration of bondage. Safety, consent remain paramount.
Involves more substantial physical restraint. Safety, communication are crucial. Make sure bindings aren't too tight, circulation isn't cut off, and safe release is possible.
Taking the seat of power in half-shoulder stand position, dare, hashtag 338. Advanced visually striking position might offer unique angle, sensation.
Doing the glass hopper with back-to-front entry, internal muscle rippling, dare, hashtag 339, describes specific position focusing on internal sensations, unique angle, awareness of internal movement.
Describes specific sexual position emphasizing internal muscular sensations. March him to boot camp frog marching, naked push-ups, punishment, dare, hashtag 340. More elaborate D's roleplay with physical tasks, consequences. Needs clear understanding of roles, boundaries.
Outlines more involved. D's roleplay with physical activities, elements of control. Needs careful negotiation.
Act like porn stars. Dramatic thrusting, panting, moaning, writhing, dare, hashtag 341. Emphasizes exaggerated performative sexual behavior. Embracing more theatrical approach.
Encourages more uninhibited, dramatic expression of sexual activity, mimicking common portrayals in pornography. Can be fun, but different from real-life intimacy for many.
Set off a chain reaction with nipple clamping, pulling, dare, hashtag 342. Introduces nipple play with focus on sensation limits, more intense sensory play, care needed to avoid injury.
Introduces more intense form of nipple play, caution needed to ensure pleasure, avoid harm. Use proper clamps designed for this, not household items.
Have a bit on the side with sideways penetration, floor lowering, dare, hashtag 343. Less conventional position might offer different angle, intimacy level, exploring different orientations.
Suggests less common sexual position that could offer unique angle, sensation.
Give a French polish with naked businessman, hot French maid roleplay, dare, hashtag 344. Classic fantasy scenario. Plays on established tropes of power, service.
Plays on classic role-play fantasy with specific attire, power dynamics.
Experiment with beads, anal beads with slow insertion, removal, dare, hashtag 345. Explicitly introduces anal toys. Exploring anal sensations with specific toy type. Again, consent, lube, crucial.
Explicitly introduces use of anal beads for sensual exploration. Yes, consent, lube, and gentleness are key.
Target her A-spot with fingertip exploration, penile targeting, dare, hashtag 346. Focuses on specific internal erogenous zone. Anatomical awareness, targeted pleasure.
Highlights specific internal erogenous zone, anterior fornix erogenous zone, encourages targeted stimulation.
Reverse roles for the night with listener as penetrator in all fours position, dare, hashtag 347. Clear role reversal in familiar position. Experiencing intercourse from different perspective. Might involve strap-on use.
Encourages reversal of typical roles during intercourse. Could involve using a strap-on dildo for the partner taking the penetrating role.
Find the perfect alignment on the stairs for penetration. Dare, hashtag 348. Revisit stairs as location. Focus on precise positioning for intercourse, using environment for specific sexual act.
Focuses on utilizing unique structure of stairs to find specific pleasurable alignment for intercourse. Be careful not to slip.
Play the mean mistress wrist, ankle binding, tempting body movements, dare, hashtag 349. More explicit D scenario, restraint and teasing. Embodying dominant persona with physical control, enticement, consent, safety vital.
Outlines more explicit dominant role with physical restraint, suggestive movements. Clear communication and safe words are essential.
Invent a new type of 69 with chair position, thigh squeezing, dare, hashtag 350. Encourages creative variation on oral sex, incorporating props, physical pressure, finding new ways to enjoy classic act.
Encourages creative experimentation with 69 position, incorporating chair, specific physical contact.
Try kinky yoga with bridge pose, intense finger thumb stimulation, dare, hashtag 351. Combines yoga with explicit manual stimulation, blending physical fitness, intense pleasure.
Combines specific yoga pose with focused manual stimulation.
Make it anonymous with back-on penetration, pretending not to know each other, dare, hashtag 352. Introduces detachment, novelty, thrill of seemingly impersonal encounter.
Introduces element of anonymity, role play within intimacy.
Have foot fetish sex with toe kissing, position allowing mutual toe licking, dare, hashtag 353. Explicitly caters to this fetish. Embracing specific attraction, engaging in related acts.
Explicitly caters to foot fetish, suggests specific related activities.
Do it with restraint, spank tie, and fast strokes, followed by top sitting position, dare, hashtag 354. Combines restraint with energetic sex, change of position, suggesting shift in power dynamics. Consent, safety first.
Combines restraint with specific rhythm, change of position, potentially shifting in counter dynamic. Safe words and easy release are important.
Surrender all control while blindfolded, push to floor, dare, hashtag 355. More extreme active submission. Requires very high-level trust, established safety.
Represents significant active submission. Requires high degree of trust, clear safety protocols negotiated well in advance.
Experiment with furniture, using footstool for kneeling, leaning position, dare, hashtag 356. Revisits prop use for positioning. Using everyday items to enhance intimacy.
Encourages creative use of furniture to explore different angles, positions for intercourse, make sure it's stable.
Hang out and talk dirty while hanging from bar, penetrating, dare, hashtag 357. Combines acrobatics, verbal play, intercourse. Physically demanding, perhaps exhibitionistic.
Combines physical agility with explicit language, intercourse, and unique challenging position. Requires strength and safety awareness.
Try advanced level oral with glorious licks while hanging, dare, hashtag 358. Combines acrobatics with oral sex like earlier dare but emphasizing advanced techniques. Physically demanding skilled oral act.
Combines physically challenging position with high-level oral sex skill. Safety first.
Take spanking to the next level with professional paddle. Dare, hashtag 359. Suggests more intense pain play using specific implement. Exploring different sensation level with specialized tool. Consent is key.
Subject more intense spanking using tool designed for it. Requires careful negotiation of limits and aftercare.
Play her B-side with lube, anal entry and rabbit position, dare, hashtag 360. Direct invitation to anal sex, specific position, use of lubricant, explicit suggestion for anal play. Consent, lube essential.
Explicitly suggests anal intercourse in specific position with lubricant. Yes, enthusiastic consent, generous lube, and going slow are crucial.
Experiment with rubber gloves for warm, slippery touch during hand job. Dare, hashtag 361. Introduces tactile variation to manual stimulation, exploring different textures, sensations.
Encourages experimentation with tactile sensation of gloves during manual stimulation. Can enhance slipperiness with lube too.
Dress for the occasion with fetish party. Kinky attire like studded dog collar. Dare, hashtag 362. Themed event embracing fetishism, immersing yourselves in specific subculture of sexual expression.
Encourages participation in themed events, celebrating fetishism, kinky attire. Can be a fun way to explore publicly if comfortable.
Play dog and mistress with unrestrained passion from behind. Dare, hashtag 363. Clear animal play, role play. Embodying specific roles, engaging in related behaviors.
Explicitly encourages role play involving animalistic behavior. D's dynamic. Needs clear understanding and consent.
Make it military with parading in military undies. Strict bedroom drill. Dare, hashtag 364. Themed roleplay command, obedience elements. Structured play based on specific archetype.
Encourages role play based on military themes, incorporating command, obedience, requires negotiation of the drill.
And finally, dare, hashtag 365. Get an erotic close-up with swatting on top. Back to front leaning for best view. Rather explicit, visually focused final dare. Visually oriented, perhaps exhibitionistic conclusion.
This final dare emphasizes a visually explicit, perhaps exhibitionistic sexual act. A strong finish to the year of dares.
Wow, okay. Beyond the dares themselves, the book includes that Go Shopping Online section, lists various websites, Coco de Mer, Agent Provocateur, Jimmy Jane, lots of others. Yeah.
Provides resources for actually buying some of the things mentioned. Right.
Yeah.
Lingerie, toys, bondage gear.
Yes, it gives practical resources for couples who want to explore some of the more adventurous suggestions. Makes it easier to find the props, so to speak.
And as we talked about earlier, that Dare Selector offers a way to bring in spontaneity, chance, add surprise to your explorations.
Absolutely. It's a great tool for those times when you want to be adventurous but maybe don't have a specific dare in mind or just want to leave it up to fate.
Importantly, though, the book does include disclaimers. Reminds readers it assumes monogamous couples, tested for STIs, emphasizes safe, responsible sex.
Crucial points.
And advises consulting a doctor for pre-existing conditions, acknowledges potential strain from some challenging positions.
Right. Those disclaimers really highlight the importance of prioritizing health, safety, and, of course, consent when trying any new sexual activities, especially some of the later ones, and checking laws regarding public stuff. Definitely. So, to wrap up our deep dive into Sex 365 Dare You To, it's clear this book offers a, well, truly extensive and diverse range of ideas, all aimed at injecting excitement, exploration into a couple's sex life.
Absolutely. The way it's categorized, romantic, playful, sexy, kinky, offers that structured approach.
Yeah.
Couples can gradually explore new levels of intimacy, adventure, at their own pace.
It really seems like the book's goal is to encourage couples to step outside their comfort zones a bit, explore new sensations, dynamics, maybe even uncover some hidden desires within the relationship.
This deep dive really gives a comprehensive look at the sheer potential for playful experimentation and the possibility of maybe achieving a deeper connection that can come from intentionally bringing these structured activities into your intimate life.
Which brings us to our final thought for you, our listener. Considering the huge breadth and variety in Sex 365 Dare You To, what might be the most unexpected way introducing this kind of structured playfulness could impact your intimacy? I mean, beyond just trying new positions or toys. Could the actual act of intentionally experimenting together foster a deeper level of communication, maybe more vulnerability, a better understanding of your own desires and your partner's? Could that ultimately lead to a more profound connection?
That's a great question. It's definitely something worth thinking about.
Thanks for joining us for this deep dive.